One of the biggest criticisms I have for WWE after watching other promotions and seeing other wrestling styles is that WWE kind of plays it a little bit too safe in the ring with the in-ring work, if that makes sense. And I don't know if I'm just kind of bugging out by saying this or if I'm just like reading a little bit too much into it, but I guess I kind of wanted to ramble and rant about that for a little bit. I just kind of feel like WWE matches or WWE as a whole, at least the main roster side, things are a bit sterile, and in the I mean in the sense that things are very safe. They play things safe. They kind of stick to a pretty stretched formula, and they don't really want to go too crazy or risk talent injuring themselves, which I think is commendable from that point of view, where like you kind of want talent to be able to come out there and perform and do things. You want to protect them, and injuries do happen, but by kind of limiting what all we do in the ring in WWE, they're like we make accidents less frequent, and they become more like freak accidents. They're not like, oh shit, we got an injury per week. But yeah, I feel like too many of the matches follow the same formula, where like they feel kind of structurally identical, where there's like these long opening filling out processes, and there's a little heat segment, then like a comeback, and then like you might get an interference tease by stablemates, multiple finishers, dramatic near falls, and then you get the result. We can kind of predict the rhythm of the matches, and sometimes some matches feel like they're like kind of like a waste of time, like filler. Like we'll get a match where it's like we're not really showing off these guys' talents, or a wrestler that we know can do so much more in the ring based on what they did in like other promotions is being kind of distilled to this like really watered down, diluted, 3 or 4 moves in their moveset, and then filler chops and shit. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of that. I feel like I want more unpredictability. I want someone to shine as the badass that their character's supposed to be. Like, if we got a rough and tough bruiser, let me get some hard hits followed by some environmental beatdowns. Let me get some trash talk. Me some Kevin Owens style trash talk in there. Or if we got a flippy dippy fella, let's get more flipping and dipping to make them look really good. But we don't gotta have the same sort of rising action, climax falling action type beat. We could fuck with the formula just a little bit, I feel like. But again, I do think that they kind of prioritize a little bit more consistency and safety over creativity. And for someone like me who kind of pops in and pops out of, keeping up with wrestling, it's a little jarring to see that, like, while things are being pushed in other promotions, WWE kind of keeps it relatively familiar. I can definitely go and pull up a wrestling match from WWE, and then I'll know it's from them without seeing the arena decals, the graphics, and all that, just because of how sometimes they they keep it a little weenie adjacent. There was like a unsanctioned match at Mania this year at the time of me recording this, and I was expecting that shit to be so much more violent between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, but I think my expectations were just so high, because when you hear something like a unsanctioned match, like a no rules match or something in a different company, things will probably go a bit far. You might get, blood, or they'll throw in like a damn cinder block or something, I think the craziest spot in that was like a table bump, and I had to really temper my expectations in real time. Like, oh yeah, I'm watching WWE. I can't really fault them for being the safe guys. Like, this is the safe, sterile version of an unsanctioned match, and it just kind of like, ooh. It wasn't bad, but like it didn't reach what I'm sure it could have reached. But again, that's just them kind of playing it safe. I think it's really polished. I think visually WWE looks great, the production side. But it might be a little too overly controlled, like wrestlers do work safer, and I'm all for that. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't want to see anyone get, blown back, but the quality, it comes down a little bit of the matches, and not so much as like technical wise, but like spectacle wise. You've got like a lot of the spectacle is gone. But I guess with like that demanding schedule, man, you kind of want to be able to at least not blow yourself down. But so few wrestlers stand out stylistically because everyone is kind of forced to have that same frame of work, And maybe it's like, maybe I'm just kind of thinking too much into it, but I feel like the characters and the storylines, they kind of start to feel like they matter more than the match identity. Like, you can legitimately go week to week just just consuming only the segments backstage or the promos or, the highlights, not giving a single flying fuck about the in-ring work of the superstars up until the PLE, and you'll have missed nothing. And maybe the PLE is where they pull out like 2 or 3 new moves, or like, the deep bag move that like, ooh, this is surely gonna get a big pop, and then they kick out. But like, they focus so much on like the entrances and the promos and like the presentation of the characters. When the actual matches, they just kind of blur together. I should say they blur together between 2 superstars up until the PLE, where if they're in sync and they're able to, actually go out there and tell a story, sometimes it'll be great. But other times you'll get that Drew McIntyre Jacob Fatu, like, oh, okay, well, we spent the whole SmackDown fighting all the way around the arena, inside and outside, fell off the side of a building, and the most extreme spot we got was from the top rope to a table outside in the in the PLE. You know what I mean? Like, unless there's like a major stipulation in a match or like a fucking emotional hook, it's like and then you have promotions where wrestlers might have super distinct in-ring identities or like crazy movesets, and they're able to express that, and they have banger matches with enough breathing room to like, actually let them do shit that looks like, whoa, these guys are really trying to kill each other. Whoa, these guys, neither of them want to give up. That's like a respecting team too. It adds to another layer of the storytelling and appreciation that we as fans can give to it. At least I feel like, right? I feel like maybe playing it safe is the method though, because in the same breath that I'll tell you that I want to see more spectacle and cool adrenaline junkie spots, I'll also tell you that I would prefer if these wrestlers could work for as long as possible without any complications, right? Like I would be the one to tell you like, hey, I would like to see a fucking 55-year-old CM Punk still in there able to go, knowing that he won't get hurt or like break a leg or something. You know what I mean? Like, I would like that. I'd like that. And we've seen cases where wrestlers are kind of older and they drop down from the top of steel cages and break both their legs. And it's like, well, they wouldn't let you do that shit in WWE. They wouldn't have did that. They wouldn't let you do that. It's just making it a safe way is the way to go. But hey, I made it. They probably just they're probably working to train the fans to just kind of remember moments instead of matches, and that's ugly. That felt ugly to say in the social media age. Remember moments instead of matches. This is all for the next video package. You don't remember how the match, went. You don't remember all the spots. You know how it ended, and you know the one-liner that he said before the music sting. Called him a bitch. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you think they played a little bit too safe, too much of the same formula? I want to hear about it in the comments below. I do have a Patreon with over 200 hours of bonus content. If you want to watch that, you know where to click. It's in the description. I will see you in the very next video. Do not be weird. I mean it, don't be weird. Thank you so much to those of you that have made it over to the Patreon. I appreciate you.
Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and bad energy. Say it once, say it twice, and I'll give it to you all night. bad advice.